morning, good evening, good afternoon, Fabulites. This is Angela with another question. I got questions for you. What opens with Miss Telly saying that Deontay is blessed? I am the total package. What else could he want in a woman? And what closes with Mr. Deontay saying, I don't want to be pressured? If you guessed WAGS Atlanta yesterday's episode or this week's episode, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. I am Angela and the channel is Be Fabulous You. If you like what I do over here, I do television reviews. I got This Is Us coming up. It should be loading up as we speak, and also Married at First Sight loading up as we speak. Married to Medicine. The model, what's the model show? Not America's Next Top Model, yes, but also Making a Model. I'm enjoying that show and I'm reviewing it as well. It's about 7 TV shows I do, plus I do books on occasion, plus I do movies on occasion, plus sometimes I even do events on occasion. But if you like what I do, go ahead and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. Subscription is free, but it does help me out, and I really appreciate those of you who are subscribers. I appreciate those of you who are watching for the first time or regular watchers. Like, it don't cost you nothing. Some people say, you know, that's your fee. You coming in, you getting this great content. You like me, I like you, we like each other. But anyway, let us proceed. So we got Telly and Deontay. Now, Deontay is the other beard. CJ is beard number 1. Deontay is the other beard number 2. And CJ and Deontay are both not married. Telly is saying that Deontay is blessed. She's the total package. What else could he want in a woman? And Deontay is like, I got diamonds. And Telly is like, is it the diamond? Because, see, she, like her girlfriend Keisha, is on the struggle bus to get married. But anyway, she really trying to put it on him to get him to marry her, or at least engage her. A white jewelry guy shows up, and he has kind of like rapper chain type things or whatever, like big chains with words on it and stuff. And she's looking at rings because she wants him to know that she wants to get married. If she hasn't let him know that before, she doesn't think clearly enough. So she wants him to remember that. And he's directing her toward bracelets, and she picks out a necklace and a bracelet and something else, and it's like $500,000 worth of stuff. And you know, whatever. I guess they're just showing that he's wealthy. And she says that Deontay has been begging her to get pregnant, but she's told him no ring, no baby. And I'm like, yes, girl, yes. Then we're at a dance studio, and we see Ariel is running the class. Like, you know, bend over, do this. You know, she's the teacher. And then Kiera, her sister, shows up. She's 30 minutes late. Cynthia is their mom, and Kiera and Cynthia open the studio. Kiera and Cynthia opened the studio while Ariel was in high school. Kiera is too busy. The mom is on the chocolatier side. You know, she's like darker than the girls. I was kind of like, okay, we got 2 chocolatier mommies. She looked chocolate in this scene. Another scene, she looked lighter. But anyway, Ariel wants more responsibility, and Key says that Ariel keeps dropping the ball. And then we see I was saying that Nisha had a chocolate mom too. Okay, so we kind of set up this struggle with Ariel wanting to have more responsibility and her mother and or sister not being receptive to her having more responsibility in the studio or whatever. Then we see Nisha and Andre, and they're at a place with JJ and Kaylin. It's kind of like an obstacle course type place. And Kaylin is like, Nisha and Andre have a secret life as a ninja couple, because they go through that obstacle course. They hitting it. They good. And Kayla is not very good. But Kayla says that she admires Nisha, and she feels inspired by Nisha, and she feels safe with Nisha. And she tells Nisha about the career she wants, and Nisha is excited about her being, you know, an announcer or a hostess. I don't know what she calls it. And she's encouraging Kaylin to take the improv class that Kaylin is thinking about taking. And Nisha, we find out, was was modeling, and she was signed with a big agency like Wilhelmina when she got pregnant. Now, I wonder if she was married when she got pregnant. She tells Kayla that and Kayla's like, I don't know how you do it. You're so busy with the children and the businesses, and how do you do it? And Nisha is like, well, we schedule sex, and they have like a whole little conversation, jokey joke thing about that. We're back to Telly and Deontay. Remember, he's the other beard, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is he pregnant? He wants her to be pregnant because she had said something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is she pregnant? And then we're like, me and my mother are like, well, what kind of birth control is she using? And she ends up taking a home pregnancy test. She actually takes 3 home pregnancy tests. And we find out that they are pregnant. He's very, very happy. He's talking to the baby in her belly. Now we see Nisha and Andre. We're back to them, and she's begrudgingly making breakfast, and she tells him that she needs $2 million in cash for the house. And she like, you need the nanny and the assistant, and she like, yeah, we gotta buckle down and make more money. You want that office and whatever they have in they married people conversation. But it's juxtaposed her reluctantly making breakfast and burning it up with Telly making chicken. And Deontay comes in, and she making chicken like, from like a whole chicken that she's butchering type making chicken. She like a chef. She like ain't no joke. She ain't taking no like cooked rotisserie chicken and tearing it up. She like making chicken. And Deontay comes in, and Telly is like, he's spoiled. I mean, I cook for him every day. So it's like an interesting, contrast between the married woman who barely cooks, because the last time we saw her, she like, we having leftovers, and this wannabe married woman who cooks a full meal for him every day. And then Keisha ends up coming over because she like, I cook him curry goat, I cook chicken, I cook this, and he just is happy. Then Keisha comes over, and Telly tells Keisha that Telly is pregnant, and Keisha is like, we are good women and we deserve it all. And Keisha is like, the time apart, from CJ really made me realize that, and I think a year from now we'll be married. WAGS get married in 3 or 4 months. So she's feeling very up and optimistic about being married soon. Miss Keisha is. Then we see Kaylin. She's in her improv class, and Nisha and Brandy are coming too. As a host, they're saying when you're interviewing people, when you're a hostess or a host, things can change in a minute. So improv is really, really good because you never know, what to expect. And it's good to get used to being, loose and nimble and creative and responding to, unknown things. And so, they're doing a little exercise where Kaylin interviews Brandy, and then Nisha interviews Kaylin, and they're going through different emotions and whatever. And then the 3 meet up after class, and they talk about, girl power. You can do it, Kaylin. Okay, I don't know why Kaylin needs I don't really understand what the big challenge is for her. But anyway, yay. I mean, everybody needs support, so that's good she has it. Then we see Ariel and Mom Cynthia are out shopping. And the mom is like, well, why am I really here? I'm not really much of a shopper. And Ariel was like, well, let's sit down. And then she's like, I feel like I'm a mute. I feel like I'm ignored. I feel like I'm the little sister, and I'm left out of email chains. I don't know about conference calls. Decisions get made with the business, and I'm not a part of it. I'm just not feeling like, I'm not feeling good. And Ariel is crying. And she's like, you want me to live up to Kiera's accomplishments. And, I want to be more than just Kiera's little sister. I don't want to just follow in her footsteps. And, I feel like I have to hurry up and get married and have kids and businesses and be just like Kiera. And I feel like a tag along. And the mom is like, you are younger, but you're not less than. And then, the mom is crying, oh, you're the greatest. You're wonderful. I'm sorry. And then Ariel was like, well, I want to take a step back from the business to see what I really want. Then we see Deontay and Chantel. That's Telly. And they're going to see a doctor, Dr. Simone Whitmore. She introduces herself as Dr. Whitmore, but we all know her as Dr. Simone. And later on, they even call her Dr. Simone because everybody knows she's Dr. Simone. But anyway, Dr. Whitmore. And she's like, well, were you using any form of birth control? And Telly hedges at first, and then she's like, no, none. And I'm kind of like, okay, so, Dr. Simone is asking questions. She finds out that they have 5 children between them. She has 1 and he has 4. And I think we had already figured out from another episode, he told us that he had 3 or 4 babies' mamas. And Dr. Simone asked, well, how many babies' mamas? And he doesn't really answer. And then they kind of laugh, and then we see a baby on the screen. Oh, like she's getting an ultrasound, so we see the baby in Telly's belly on the screen. And then she asked, if they're married. Dr. Simone asked if the couple is married and how long have they been together. They've been together for 2 years. And then Dr. Simone, kind of advocates for marriage, because I think that he asked, well, how soon will she be able to have sex? And Dr. Simone is like, well, shortly after she gets her engagement ring and y'all get married, basically, ha, 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 ha. They joke about it. And then Kayla is nervous to walk in a fashion show, and she says Nisha makes it look so easy. She's doing some fashion show with Nisha. And I'm just still processing. I'm like, I am so disappointed. So he's begging her to get pregnant, but she's not getting pregnant without the ring, and they're not using birth control. Like, okay, so why he got to beg you to get pregnant? That's just, if you ain't using birth control, then Mother Nature is going to take care. I don't understand. Okay, so then we see Andre arriving at Nisha's fashion show. And, fashion happens. I don't know what that means. And Nisha says that she misses being on the runway and it feels like home. So maybe they're setting up, a storyline where she does more modeling. We see Telly with, she's at a cafe with Kiera and Keisha. And Keisha, of course, is unmarried. Telly is unmarried, and Kiera is married. And she's telling, Telly is telling them about Deontay and how he wants to get her pregnant as soon as they can have sex. He wants to get her pregnant again. And they're talking about Deontay needs to step up and be a man and be a husband and all of this other kind of stuff. We see Ariel at Kiera's place, we see Kiera at Ariel's place, and Ariel wants to get the talent agency started that they had talked about. With some of, she's like, our kids in the dance studio are really talented, so I want to start with them. And Kiera is like, well, we were supposed to do this as a family. We were supposed to do this as a couple. And Ariel is like, well, when I asked for more responsibility in the dance studio, you said no. So now you don't want me to leave because you need me. A minute ago, you didn't need me, so now you need me. And Kiera is like, well, I think you're going to do a half-butt job. And Ariel is like, I'm tired of being in her shadow. I want to have my own successful business. And then Kiera is like, me and mommy are both going to be on you. At first, she seems kind of like negative, but then she kind of gets supportive, like, we're going to be on you. You better be good. It seems like a supportive, thing. We're back to Telly and Deontay, and they're at a baby furniture shop. And there's no staff in the shop. But she's trying to talk about the stagnation of their relationship. And Deontay is ignoring the conversation. He's dismissing that conversation. He's distracting from the conversation. Because she always talking about marriage. He don't want to talk about that. He know where she's going. He don't want to talk about it. And Telly is like, please, just propose so that I know I'm not just another baby mama. And then Deontay is like, well, I want to test drive. And Telly is like, well, you've been test driving for 4 years. And I'm like, exactly. Why buy the car when you can drive it indefinitely? And she's having an argument with him. She needs to be having an argument with herself. And she needed to have been having an argument with herself. And just like her girlfriend, put on her big girl panties and keep it moving. That's what I'm thinking initially. And then Telly is like, I feel like you don't take me seriously. And I'm like, Telly, I feel like you don't take you seriously. And I'm like, you think he doesn't take you seriously? You don't take yourself seriously. I'm like, girl. And then Deontay is like, he doesn't want to rush into it. And I don't want to be pressured. And I don't understand, because they've been together for 2 years. He don't want to rush into being married, but he want to rush into having children with her. He already have all these other children. It's like giving me a headache. It's like, and then I guess I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, maybe what's going on is that they've been together for however many years, and she's been trying to pressure him into marriage, and that hasn't worked. And so now she's like, well, now that she's pregnant, she can negotiate from a different point. Now, I don't know if she's going to negotiate from the point where, if you don't marry me, I'm going to abort the baby, or if she's just negotiating from the point of, well, I have this baby in my belly, cha-ching, that's 18 years of child support payments, as long as, he's able to provide it. So that's better than nothing. If she had walked away with nothing, she wouldn't have had anything. And being a baby mama, maybe she's decided is better than being, nothing, just a girlfriend. So she decided to escalate up to being a baby mama. And then I guess she figures she can still keep negotiating to be the wife, begging to be the wife. I mean, they just make me so sad with their just begging and harassing these men to marry them. Like, yeah. So she secured the 18-year baby bag, which is better than nothing. So I guess she's going to negotiate for wifeyhood. So that's all I got. I don't like it. I don't like to see, the women just begging the men to marry them. And it's like they don't have any game. They don't have any, I don't know. And maybe it's a different game when you're dealing with, ballers. But I suspect that there are a lot of women who deal with high income men who do it with dignity and with their self-respect intact, and still, but I don't know. They just it's really sad. It makes me feel bad for them. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for liking. It's a blessing to me when you like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that other good stuff. Today is the best day ever, and you are the greatest. So be you. Be fabulous.